Friday to you, and welcome to our weekly recap here on the Agent Survival Guide podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Ruppel, and these are 5 headlines from this week that insurance agents should know about. Today is Friday, August 28th. Hard to believe that we are almost at the end of another month, let alone the last full month of summer. We are sending the kids back to school. It is a time of transition for everyone. And here at Ritter Insurance Marketing, the FMO that powers this podcast, we are heading into our busy summit season. Over the course of the next 3 weeks, we will be out and about on the road, heading to Harrisburg and Philadelphia here in Pennsylvania, Teaneck, New Jersey, Garden City, New York, Cleveland, Ohio, and Sarasota, Florida. There's still time to grab a seat at those summit conferences. We will be covering a lot of great information for agents selling in those regions. You'll hear from carrier reps in your market. You'll get to meet your Ritter contacts face-to-face, get info on plan details for coverage year 2027, hear panel discussions, and sit in on the keynote from our CEO and president, Craig Ritter. As I mentioned, we will be traveling to those summit conferences over the course of the next 3 weeks. So our Friday 5 episodes will be a little more evergreen and a little less newsy as we are holding those events. We plan to focus in on one topic per episode, still highlighting 5 points about that topic, and still bringing just as much value to your feed on a regular basis. Just a heads up on that. And if you have not registered for the summits yet, grab the link in our notes, summits.ritterim.com. Get yourself signed up, and we will see you at the summits. This week in certification updates, we'll start out with the ACA. In the past week, both Penny and Maryland Health Connection Marketplace certifications have opened since our last update. So that brings the total of live state marketplace certifications to 4 of the states that Ritter operates in. And recapping those again, Georgia, Kentucky, Maryland, and Pennsylvania state marketplace certifications are now live for agents to go and complete their certifications. As far as the Medicare Advantage side, we had 1 more certification go live in the past week. We are now waiting on 8 others. We will have the link in the episode notes so you can get the full list of those carriers from either our blog post or in the certification center. If it's been a little while since you took a look at that list, you probably want to catch up on what has gone live. We are not waiting on many carriers at this point, so if you haven't already started completing those certifications, you definitely want to get on that now. Now, I don't know about you, but thanks to this summer's Cyclospora outbreak, I have been seeing a lot more information on how to deal with gastrointestinal distress than ever before in my life. And probably the most interesting thing that I have learned recently is that the BRAT diet isn't always the answer when it comes to fighting back against that distress. At least that's the idea at the core of a recent piece that appeared in the New York Times and on the NYT podcast, The Headlines. In the Times interview with Dr. Shruti Gohil, the Assistant Medical Director of UCI Health Epidemiology and Infection Prevention, he explained that the BRAT diet is more about triage than a multi-day recovery plan. And that's because bananas, rice, applesauce, and toast, while easy on the stomach, don't really provide the body much in the way of nutrients it needs to replenish after losing them to vomiting or diarrhea. Calcium, vitamin B12, protein, and fiber are important nutrients to start adding back into your diet as soon as you can. Other mild foods included in a variety of articles we will be linking to in our notes: brothy soups, oatmeal, boiled potatoes, and then eventually scrambled eggs, skinless chicken or turkey, and even cooked vegetables. Also, important to remember, if you're having a hard time keeping food down, staying hydrated is important. This is where electrolyte drinks can be helpful, as well as broth and diluted fruit juice. They can help keep you hydrated, but the important thing is to get back to a regular diet as soon as you possibly can. Staying on the BRAT diet for more than a day is not recommended. Now, as I mentioned, we will be linking to a few articles on this subject in our notes that you can use in your newsletters. And the bonus here is that the information is good for dealing with the current cyclospora outbreak, as well as the upcoming cold and flu season. So this particular content idea can be used for either of those topics. Late last week, you might have seen the news that Costco and Scan are partnering up to offer a Medicare Advantage plan in 2 states and a Medicare Supplement plan in another state. No word yet on the states that those plans will go live in, but Scan did mention the 3 markets account for around 5 million Medicare enrollees. Always interesting to see a name brand like Costco get into the business, especially considering that most households associate the brand with cost cutting, which, while it may be a selling point for a consumer, it's not really one that agents are able to focus on. Still, very interesting market to branch out into. And I say that knowing that according to a Johns Hopkins study earlier this year, we had about 1 in 10 Medicare Advantage enrollees lose coverage in 2026 due to plans exiting the market. We're continuing to see plans enter and exit the market, and I think it's more important than ever to really know what is going on in your book of business. And when you know that disruption is coming for your book of business, what can you do to course correct for your clients? I think first and foremost, making sure you have a way to quickly identify and prioritize your book of business. IntegrityCONNECT can make quick work of that task, tagging the clients you need to talk with immediately because their plan is going away, and then on down through a priority scale coded from 1 through 5. And just a reminder that if you are an agent partnered with Ritter Insurance Marketing, you can get access to IntegrityCONNECT, and it's completely free. Game-changing tech that you don't have to pay an additional fee for. And then the second thing, depending on how many of those individuals you have in your book of business, do you have the plans to help them adjust their coverage? Do you have both national and regional carriers in your book of business? Are you missing any ancillary products that you could pair with a plan to create a coverage package for clients that is comparable to what they're losing? Another service we offer here at Ritter Insurance Marketing is a portfolio review by a team member that knows your market. By having the conversation with them, you can confirm that your portfolio looks good for the upcoming enrollment period. And if there's anything missing, they can send you info and contracting links to get your portfolio where it should be. If you haven't ever had a portfolio review completed, I would recommend letting our team take a look. We have the link to request one in our episode notes. And coming in at number 1 this week, just in case you need another reason to switch to using IntegrityCONNECT as your CRM, you can now quote Medicare supplement plans. The team at Integrity really is passionate about building out IntegrityCONNECT so agents get one connected experience. No more logging into a different system and typing in your client's information all over again. You can now quote Medicare supplement, Medicare Advantage, and prescription drug plans for your Medicare clients within IntegrityCONNECT. We are super excited to be rolling this out, and I don't know about you, but the more things I can do in one place, Rather than having a disjointed experience, the better. And the fact that it streamlines the experience for our clients, well, that's an even bigger plus. And then if you're still paying for a separate CRM, I really think it's time to reconsider that decision, because here's the thing. We're only adding to the experience that is IntegrityCONNECT. If you would rather have more options and less hassle, it's time to give IntegrityCONNECT a look and make the switch if you're not already using it. And if you are already using it, well, this is just one more feature we've added to help you serve your clients with confidence. We will have the link to learn more in our episode notes. And just a quick note for those of you attending our summits, if you have questions about IntegrityCONNECT, if you're not sure about how something works, bring those questions to our summits. Have a conversation with our staff. Get those questions answered and see how it all works in real time. Now for this week's shoutouts. Shout out to the project team here at Ritter Insurance Marketing, because they have made it super easy for you to give your feedback on the show and to submit your own shoutouts. Instead of writing everything out and emailing it to us, we have made it super easy to fill out a quick form and submit your shoutout. It lets you know all the information we need all in one place, which kind of sounds familiar now, doesn't it? Another process they have helped to streamline. If you would like to be a guest on the podcast, we've got a form for that too. So rather than sending in a lengthy email with all your information, we've streamlined a good bit of that work for you. We will have the link to both the shoutout form and the podcast guest form in our episode notes, as well as a few other places online. We would love to hear from you, so hopefully this makes it a little bit easier to reach out. For those of you heading out to our summits, just a reminder, you will find us in the expo room at all of these summits. So stop by our table, say hello. We will be in Harrisburg on September 1st and King of Prussia on September 3rd. That does it for this week's episode. I hope you have a great weekend. Stay healthy and stay safe out there, and we will see you on the next episode of the Agent Survival Guide podcast. The Agent Survival Guide podcast is a production of Ritter Insurance Marketing, an Integrity company. This episode was written and produced by me, Sarah Ruppel, script proofing by Emma Hazard. Podcast designed by Urban Rivera. Follow along with our show to stay updated on industry news, online trends, interviews, and more.